Back. We are so back with a newsletter. Like, if you guys did not know, Webtoons is still releasing newsletters for the contest, which I am extremely happy about. I feel like the contest still isn't getting the coverage that it needs, which irritates me to no end. But you know what? Your boy is going to be here to amp up the contest until it's officially over. I will still be doing contest stuff, even though, like, I feel like a lot of people do not care about this anymore. But I feel that if any of us made it to the next round, we would want that support. We would want that sense of community from everybody. So, like, let's go ahead and dive into this. Let's go ahead and see what Webtoons had to say after the contest. All right. Let's do it. Hi, Legends. We've been grateful to see that many Legends have continued to publish new episodes for their series. Thank you for continuing to share your story. Okay. I mean, are people still posting? I'm assuming so. Like, I feel like it only makes sense that people would continue to post, right? Drama, hello. Yes, it still feels in the dark. Yeah. It's totally like a secret love child of them. Like, the contest, you know, for us conspiracy theory people out there, like, the contest is a cover for something. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm happy that is giving life to all of the people that, you know, entered the contest. I'm happy that it raised hopes. I'm happy that it's opening opportunities. But I still feel the grand master plan behind this contest was to cover up something. What it is, like, maybe we'll find out 3 years from now. Are you? Hello. Oh my good grief. All my favorites are here. Thank you guys so much. As judging enters the final stages, let's skip the countdown this week and look ahead without a set time frame. Okay, what do we mean by this? Right now is an excellent time to raise our metaphorical binoculars and look ahead at how your stories will unfold. So let's talk about series outlines. Okay, we're talking about outlines. How do I feel about this? I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea. I feel like an outline is very useful. So maybe a lot of people only plan the first 3 episodes of their story, like me. So it's very possible that I feel that a lot of people don't have it. So yeah, I think we need an outline. I think everybody needs a bare bones outline. Like, if you have nothing else, I feel like you should have beginning, middle, and end. So that way you're always writing towards something. So, like, if you're writing in the beginning, you're writing towards that inciting incident. And if you're writing to the next part, it should be the middle, whatever that would be, like the first tragedy, first obstacle, whatever it is. It is what it is. Drama said, oh wait, I actually did read this newsletter. It felt a bit redundant. It's always redundant. I'm sorry. I feel like they need someone to, like, reread, because sometimes I feel like the concept is so good. The concept is there, but then I feel like it's not a fully formed thought. Like, it needs a little bit more in order, like it just needed someone to do a quick edit over it to, like, really refine it and be like, okay, we already gave this information up above. Like, we don't need, like, it to be restated again. Like, instead of using a whole paragraph to just re-explain what you just explained, use the next paragraph for something else, okay? Oh my good grief. Okay, so it says, you may have already created an initial outline when you were planning your entry for the contest. What? Okay, like, I was on the side of, maybe they're like, hey, you probably didn't create an outline, but it's like, maybe you created an outline. What? Okay, let's continue. But a story is a journey. I mean, yeah. And just like an adventure, there will be many unexpected things you encounter along the way. That's why it's important to revisit your outline every now and then. Okay, I see that. I see what you're clicking up. I can understand this. That makes sense. So whether you've created an outline already or not, now is a great time to take a look at what's ahead in your story. Tips to help series outlines. Why are outlines important? Did we not just explain that? Was that not the explanation above? Like, hello? Okay. Outlines are extremely helpful for professional creators. They help creators maintain their long-term vision for their series even as details may change. Okay, so I can totally see this. I have watched a number, especially because webtoons to me are like such a different medium of creating from like a novel or like a script or something, because like generally once you do the final version of the novel or you do the final version of a script, it's locked in. But with webtoons, you have a lot of flexibility to adjust things. Like if something fun happens, you can take a little, a little pivot off of the road and then come back to the road. So I do think that sometimes like writers who write for webtoons can get a little sidetracked, and you could have ended up developing like a side character story that had nothing to do with the main character or the main plot, but you felt like that's what the fans wanted, or you were excited about that plot, but now it's time to get back to it. So I can see how with webtoons, since it's such a like living, breathing, constantly changing type of medium, I can see why you would want to revisit your outline relatively often. All drama, thank you. Yes, please make sure to like the stream, to support, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Okay. Outlines also help creators share their long-term vision with other professionals. Okay, I feel that, especially if you're working in a team. They're important to include if you're invited to pitch by an editor or to share with potential assistants if you plan to expand your team. I really like this aspect of it. I would love for them to expand on like pitching to an editor, like how that would work, how that could be helpful. That could all be things that could be really cool, that could actually be very beneficial if they just dropped a few nuggets. I'm hoping they will, about like pitching to an editor, like how to make your outline more appealing to an editor. That would be a really cool angle. I hope this is not the only sentence that has like anything related to that. Okay. What is an outline? A series outline is less like a detailed roadmap and more like a destination list. It usually covers the major moments of your series that readers will perceive as milestones. Okay, this is also something that I think a lot of people do not think about whenever they are, developing their story. Like the outline is beneficial for you, but I think it's also really important, especially if you're dealing with an editor, a team, or somebody else, to be able to convey like, okay, this moment right here, the fans are going to eat it up. It's the kiss moment. It's when they touch hands, like that sort of thing. Or like, this is when like we meet the main villain. This is when the main character discovers their power, or, whatever it might be. Like, this is when we get like a really important nugget about like who the killer is and the mystery. Like all of that stuff is really important to be able to convey, so that as you're working, those like moments are giving the brevity, given the attention that they need. So I think it's extra important to know like what you're building up to, because that's really helpful too. Like if you're building up to something, you want to make sure you're laying out the breadcrumbs so that when that moment happens, is impactful. And I feel sometimes that's how like certain stories, things seem like kind of out of left field, and it's because it wasn't built up to it. Like it's like, okay, I sit here and I've thought about it, and now I understand like, okay, you dropped a breadcrumb for this in episode 3 and we're on episode 50 now. And so like, yes, did you leave a clue about it? Sure, but I'm dumb. So like, like me as a reader, I'm just vibes. And if you do not browbeat me with it, I'm not going to remember. I'm just being like 100% honest. Like everybody and that's when I go and check the comments and I'm like, everybody's like freaking out about this episode. What happened? What did I miss? Like, what are you talking about? That knife was in episode 3. Oh, you're right. I mean, if you do it right, like there's definitely a way that you can like hype up your series for like people like me who are just dumb readers and are just there for vibes. All right. It usually covers the major moments of your series that readers will perceive as milestones. What kinds of events are commonly included in an outline? Since conflict drives scenes and stories forward, most of the major moments in your outline will evolve. Should it be revolve? Okay, anyway, will evolve around these conflicts. A series outline usually maps out the progression and impacts of the primary conflicts in your series. Oh, this is something that I think a lot of people don't develop either, is like, what's the conflict in your story? Because I was watching a video recently and it was like from an editor, and she was talking about how like a lot of stories don't convey, like, it was about how like getting feedback and how stories don't always like hit with the right people, and how certain elements of the story don't convey what it needs to. And that's kind of what this reminds me of, because I think there's things in like from a writer perspective, artist perspective, that is like really cool, really impactful, but like there's no conflict behind this, no personal connection from the main character to this. So like, for example, if you're reading a story about a character who works at a company and they lose their job, like, yes, it's sad that they lost their job, but it's not as impactful to the reader if this is the first intro to the character. Like, yes, from a conceptual standpoint, like, I understand, hey, losing your job sucks, but we need to make it personal to the main character. Like, what's the conflict here? So the conflict could be like, this character worked really hard all through college, all through whatever, to get this job. And now that they finally have the job, they're so excited about it. And then, you know, all of that hard work is going to waste because either they got fired or the company is closing. And so like, it adds a lot of layer and personal connection to the character by having things like that. Sometimes I think like we just have conflict for conflict and there's no personal connection, no build up to it. And so like, from a logical standpoint, it's like, yes, I understand that losing your job sucks, but other than that, I don't care. And so adding that personal conflict connection can really help to drive the scene. So I feel like we could have elaborated on that a little bit here, but I don't dislike this. I really like the fact that they're including conflict in the outline, or telling people to include conflict in the outline, because sometimes I feel like the outlines that I've seen and that I've read from people are just moments in their story that don't have a personal connection to anything. Like, the world is ending. Okay, like the world ends in all of books, but like I need to understand why this world ending is important to the character. Okay, tips for outlining conflict. So we're going straight to conflict. Got it. Conflicts will generally emphasize your character's flaws, manifest as obstacles to what the character wants, and be the force driving them towards what they need. Okay, I totally agree with this. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier. And like, talking about flaws, wants, and needs are super important, because it's really important to identify the difference in your character between wants and needs, because your character could want something that is not good for them, and then the lesson could be that what they thought they needed was not what they needed, and doing X, like finding a job that isn't stressful, finding a job that promotes a healthy work-life balance is like what they actually need. And their flaw is that they're a overworker, they're an overachiever. Like, all of that could be super, super important. Strawberry, hello. Gaps. Ain't no way I just caught one of your live streams on time. Hello, love your streams. Thank you so much. Yeah, like, your boy is back trying to stream a little bit more, so we're going to be jumping back into a lot of topics and just having fun on the channel. It'll be probably a bunch of different times, but I kind of like the fact that I'm getting a chance to talk to some people I normally don't get to talk to, so maybe I'll stream it this time again. Moose, hello. I missed much? No, not much. Like, we're reading the newsletter right now that Webtoon sent out not too long ago, and it's basically just giving us tips on outlining. So if any of you guys have questions on your outline or want any specific advice from me, type it in the chat. I would love to talk to you about your story. Like, I would love to. Like, let's have a little kiki about your story. Let's yap about your story for a second. Like, if you have any ideas about like the logic, like, does this make sense? I would love to give you some input. Want help planning these important facets of your character? Okay, we can click to download the Webtoon character sheet, which I don't know if any of you guys have ever done that. Should we click on it? Do you guys want me to click on this character sheet so you guys can see it? Maybe we can go over it. Should I do a poll? Do you guys want a poll for that? All right, let me know. And you know what? I'm just going to do the poll. I'm just going to do a poll and see what you guys say. One 1 second. Should we look at the Webtoon character? Oh my good grief, I'm not typing. Wow. The Webtoon character sheet. Jenny, what's up? Let's just do yes or no. Yes. No. Okay, so conflicts take many forms. They may be internal for individual characters or external between characters or situational. Conflicts may be emotional, intellectual, or physical experiences. Okay, all of that's super interesting. I do think that sometimes people limit conflict to just like internal, external, but there's so many different aspects of making something like making a conflict specific to the actual story. Okay, your characters may also encounter multiple kinds of conflicts at once. For instance, there may be an external antagonist at the same time a character is acting like their own worst enemy during a worldwide emergency. Oh, yeah. So that's another thing that I feel like adds so much juice to a story is when there's multiple conflicts going on at once. Like a character who's battling something internal now has to deal with fighting the villain, the antagonist, dealing with a world threatening world ending event could all be really interesting. I think a pretty decent example of this, which I'm not a huge fan of My Hero Academia, but I do think the season where Deku is like, I'm gonna be a vigilante or whatever, and is just like going around fighting like other villains, evil people, I don't know what to call them, is an example of a character having like multiple conflicts at once. Like the conflict of like protecting family, protecting friends, the conflict of having to deal with, a villain who's trying to destroy the world, as well as like local villains, as well as having to deal with like, is it better for me to do this alone? Am I the one that's the problem? Like there's so many layers to that just makes like that story, that season, like really interesting from a writer and reader perspective. Has it been done before? Sure, but it's also still really interesting. These different kinds of overlapping conflicts can get complicated. That's why the goal of an outline is to make sure each conflict your character encounters is clear and easy to understand for your readers. That is something else that I think people kind of like address very briefly in stories. Like they'll be like, this is the conflict, but then there's no explanation to like it specifically. Like if a character is dealing with depression, like, okay, they're depressed, got it, but like then we never bring it back up, we never circle back around to it, and then the character's just like, my heart was healed, and it's like, but how? So there's like instances where I'm like, the conflict needs to be like really clear, the solution needs to be clear. Like, is that realistic? No, because in reality, like there's so many aspects of people that are overly complicated, but in a story, you have to think about linear thought, like linear progression, because like in reality, someone can struggle with something for the rest of their life, but that doesn't mean that like in a story that's just not how it goes. Like I feel like it's important to come to some sort of resolution, and so whether that's you deciding like, hey, this character is going to struggle with this for the rest of their life, but this is how they manage it, is kind of the idea. Like always adding to the progression of the character development, because even if the character does have that problem for forever, you can give a satisfying resolution to the conflict in of itself, where the character has learned how to deal with it and move beyond it. And so readers need to understand that. Like you can't just be like, and they dealt with it. It's like, no, I need more explanation. I need clear direction. I need to understand the progression of this. It can be helpful. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry. It can be helpful for outlines to include the inciting moment. A major conflict begins to manifest. The moments that build tension center on that conflict, the ultimate confrontation, and the resolution. See, that's the thing. I feel like it's really, really important to always keep in mind like these conflicts need to be resolved in some shape or form. This is why outlines can be so helpful. It helps you see clearly how these conflicts become layered experiences for your characters and keep the story focused on your ultimate objectives. Yes, yes. So in between, like I was saying, from the inciting incident to the middle, you're trying to get from point A to point B, but you're layering in the journey along the way. And that's something that I feel like can be really helpful to any writer that's writing a story, is understanding like you have to have some sort of conflict in between and obstacles in between that help the character get to the next point, but also add satisfying resolutions to kind of that character arc or to the progression of the character. So there we go. There we go. How long should an outline be? The length of an outline is going to vary for each creator and their unique story, and your outlines may grow as your understanding of your story deepens. I would say, to be honest, like if I'm giving you any advice on making outlines, you need to go bare bones and build out from there. One method I love for creating any sort of outline or sort of like understanding of your story is using the snowflake method. And so the snowflake method is kind of like you write one sentence and this is the entire theme of your story and you just build from there. So that one sentence then turns into a paragraph. That paragraph turns into 5 paragraphs, and those 5 paragraphs turn into, 3 pages or something like that. And so you just keep building and building from there to really, really create a very dynamic and powerful story, like where you understand at its core, this is the main message of the story. At its core, these are the main characters. At its core, this is the objective, the lesson, the conflict of the story. All of that is super, super important. Okay, but keeping it concise is key. That's what I'm saying. So, like, making sure that your outline is not all over the place, because a lot of times people feel like dramatic moments are like the foundation of the story, but I'm like, no, that's just like a cool moment in the story. Like, you need to focus on what's actually important in the story, like the plot. Like, a cool moment is cool. Like, we all love a cool moment, but a cool moment is not always the backbone of a story. So, like, if you go into an editor pitch meeting and you're like, yes, my story is based off of this lion fighting this giant plant. Okay, like, cool story, bro, but where's the rest of it? Like, you've got to be able to explain the story in a way that, has some sort of impact. Oh, hello. I'm missing hellos from people. Hi, Lotus, and hi, I'm not sure how to say your name. Kior? I'm sorry for the mispronunciation, but hello to you both. So what I was going to say was, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, making sure to keep things concise. So this is what I'm saying. If you don't like the snowflake method, another easy method you could do is doing your beginning, which would be your inciting incident, your middle, and the resolution, the conclusion, the final obstacle, whatever it is. Doing something like that and then building in between. So then you could just plan like, okay, to get from point A, the inciting incident, to the middle. I think that would be like a really, really interesting way to develop the story too. So there's just like a lot of routes you can go to make sure that, one, you understand the story, and two, that it's not confusing to anyone else who is reading your story or outline. Hi, Sean. Plant versus lion, truly one of the great pillars of storytelling. Exactly. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, we all know who would win. Who do you guys think would win? Would the plant win or would the lion win? Are you? I just noticed. Did your character get darker? He must be on vacation. Yes. I think he did get darker. I don't know if it's how I uploaded. I uploaded some new images because I wanted like the mouth to be like to move more whenever I'm talking. So I was trying to figure that out. Oh my good grief. Okay. Actually, let's have some fun with this. So, okay, we'll check out the character profile, but I think it's important to figure out. Let's start this poll. And I want to hear, if you're watching this in the future, what do you think? Who would win in a fight? Who would win in y'all create this chaos, a fight. It's lion versus plant. And I want to hear your arguments. I want to hear. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Who's going to win this? And I'm not, any explanation is satisfactory. It could be a magical lion, it could be a magical plant, it could be like an alien plant. I don't care. Like I want to hear, is the plant poisonous? If you think the plant is poisonous, like this is where I'm at. I'm like whatever your decision is, that you just need to be able to defend it. Like, this is why the plant would win. Yes. I got my teeth whitened recently. Okay, editors. Oh, we're getting more information on editors. Okay, Webtoons, you're doing the thing with this newsletter. I'm gonna give it to you. Let's see what you've got to say. Editors at Webtoons suggest outlines should include 3 major paragraphs. Since most stories generally have 3 acts, outlines naturally cover the beginning, middle, and end. That's what I've been saying. I have been saying that it should be the beginning, middle, and end. Like, how does the story end? Like, that's all I care about. Like, I do not need a One Piece 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to find out what happens. If an outline is longer, is that okay? I'm going to go ahead and answer this. I 100% think it's okay. Oh my good grief. Are people okay? Drama said if it's a poisonous plant, then yes. I mean, I guess it depends on the poison though, because I feel like we can eat poisonous plants and we won't always die. So I guess it just depends. Deed said plant because it's bio. What is that? I'm not sure what that word means. Sean said. Per Aspro, the lion will need backup from a mouse to deal with a single thorn, so plant all day. Dang, the poor lion just could never. What are y'all talking about? What is this documentary? Hyenaeus? Lion versus Hyenaeus? What is that? Oh my good grief, Jenny. I was thinking the same thing, Danny. If it's poisonous, then it will win in the long run. I mean, it depends on, like, okay, how many poisonous plants is he eating? Because I feel like, unless it's like high-key deadly, like, you can probably eat like 1 poisonous plant. Plant is killing it. The plant is clearly the winner. Like, everybody thinks it's the plant. Oh my good grief, Moose. But we have to cook the poison out to eat it, so lion loses. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just thinking, like, if you ingested poison, like something, I guess it depends on how poisonous it is. Like, is it high-key poisonous? Because if that's the case, like, automatic death. If it's just like but what if the lion doesn't eat it and he's just mad at the plant and he just swats it? Like maybe the plant is just like chilling there and he's like, how dare this plant grow in my path, and he just swats it. Oh, hyenas. Oh, Lions versus Hyenas on Netflix is one of my. I've never seen hyena spelled before. Y'all are learning so much about me. If I have not seen a word, like, my brain is so bad sometimes. It's like, what is this? I don't know. Bioluminescent. What does that mean? Explain. Thank you for spelling it out. Poison pollen. Oh, dang. The plant is OP. I am really happy that everybody is siding with the plant, because in my mind, I was kind of like, plant, hands down. Oh, my good grief. Okay. While making more detailed plans for your story can be helpful for you, you always want a concise and tailored version ready to share with others. Okay, I agree with that, but don't hold yourself back when uh I'm not sure what that word is. Let's look it up. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. Like, I feel like it only behooves me to look up. Okay, so ideating, form an idea of, imagine, or conceive. He is part of a team that ideates branding strategies. Okay, but don't hold yourself back when ideating either. Okay, when making thoughts, when coming up with ideas. Okay, got it. I agree with that. I will agree with this. Especially now that you've worked through the initial episodes of your story, you may realize your character reacts to conflicts in different ways than you initially expected. That's true. I think that can happen a lot of times. This may result in some conflicts getting worse or new details that need to be added to your story that help eliminate plot holes, improve clarity, or pacing. It's important to track those changes for yourself, but if an outline is getting long to accommodate this story growth, you may realize you want to break your story into multiple seasons. Ooh, I mean, yeah, let's not get crazy. Drama's like, yeah, that word had me confused too. We all learned a new word today, word of the day. So if you feeling bougie today, use ideate. Be like, I'm going to ideate later. Oh my good grief. Like, I love it. Jay, what's up? So happy to catch you today. Yes. More streams coming. I've got a dramatic reading I'm planning. I'm super excited about that. That will be coming very, very soon. Um, oh my good grief. Yes, 6 more likes. Let's go. Oh yeah, it also applies to drawing as well. Interesting. Aligns to drawing as well. It's important to track those changes for yourself, but if an outline is getting long to accommodate this story growth, you may realize you want to break the story into multiple seasons. It's common for professional creators to have an outline for their series as a whole and complete outlines for each individual season. I agree with this. I think this is kind of the same concept as like a multi-novel series. Like you would have an outline for book 1, book 2, book 3. So same concept. Although my only caveat to webcomic like seasons is it's going to take you like 25 years to finish like 5 seasons. So just be mindful of how much work is going to take to be able to complete a long running series. So like if you're in it, you need to be in it. Okay, revisit and reconnect. Poyo, what's up? Yes. His smile is brighter than all of our futures. Oh my good grief. Webcomics are hard to draw. Wait, what? AKA Chat GPT. What's Chat GPT? I missed something. Yes. Hello, Pollo. Okay, revisit and reconnect. Let's recap. Revisiting your outline every now and then helps you stay professionally ready to share your story share your story plans. 2, ensure conflicts are progressing clearly for your characters. And 3rd, reconnect with your vision for your series. I actually really feel like this newsletter was pretty decent. I feel like it actually applies to the current time of things. Like if anybody is, getting ready to continue their series, like maybe after the first 3 episodes you had a lot of ideas that popped into your head, maybe you understand the characters better after drawing them, maybe just because of the time that's passed you understand like there are some plot holes here or there. And so I really feel like this was a very appropriate and time appropriate newsletter because like with people who want to continue their series once the as the contest is concluding, like this is actually a really effective newsletter. So, okay, Webtoons, I have to be fair. Like, I will give Webtoons their kudos. Peach said, "Want me to explain? Chat GPT is another AI platform. It's actually one of the main ones." No, 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 no. I just meant, what were you referring to in terms of Chat GPT? Like, I lost the plot there, but yeah, yeah. Thanks for explaining. As your story progresses, your outline will likely also grow and change, just like your characters. But just because an outline is different from where it started, that doesn't make your story a a stranger. That doesn't make your story a stranger. Oh, okay, odd sentence, but sure. Odd sentence, like really odd sentence. Like I feel like I know what they mean, but I'm just like I would have said like doesn't make it wrong, doesn't make your story wrong, because I feel like that's the feeling. Like the feeling is like when you deviate from the outline, that now that you're no longer on that path anymore, like you're doing something wrong, because you might feel like, oh, if I stuck to the path, then like the story is more clear. So I feel like understanding that making improvements to an outline or changes to an outline is for the benefit in the long run. Like sometimes it just does not make sense to stick to the original outline based on what you've developed. Like maybe a character's personality is different, maybe a character goal is different, maybe a character's outlook, you understand it better. Like there's so many aspects that go into making a very effective and useful outline that I just feel like, you know, a story a stranger just seems wrong. Like making this like it just doesn't, like the sentence doesn't work to me. And hey, who knows, maybe whoever wrote this, like they were not thinking about it. Like sometimes I have wacky sentences that come out of my brain, I'm just like, yup, I ate with that one. But sometimes it's just not working. So when you revisit your outline, it's a great exercise to see how much better you know your characters, your world, and yourself as a comic creator. Whether you choose to revisit your outline or find another way to reflect, we hope you can spend time with your story and recognize your progress and achievements. How did you like this newsletter? Okay. I feel like if they ever decide to keep doing like a monthly newsletter, like we need to rate it. What is y'all's rating? Out of let's do out of 10. I feel like 10 is a good way, because we can be like 80%, 90%. I want to hear, like, what is your rating for this newsletter? I personally would give it a solid 7.5 to 8, somewhere in there, just because I feel like I would have loved to have heard more about the like outline pitch process. Like I feel like that's what was missing for me, and that would have jumped it up to a 9 most definitely. It's really hard for me to give a perfect unless it's just like something that is like wowing me. Like the information would have to be something that I have never heard of. That's something that does not necessarily like I've never had that perspective. Like it adds something to me. Like this to me is more of like reminders. So like that's why I'm just like, I only give 10s to things that like really like I'm like, bam, that's amazing, I'm gonna implement this. Like, and I did not get that feeling from this newsletter. Did I enjoy the newsletter? I did. I thought that it was very time appropriate in the sense of when it was released. Drama said, "You are very generous." Oh my god, Drama, what's your score? Did it get a 5? Listen, I'm giving it this high of a score because I feel like maybe someone actually did write this and they just did not, like, maybe they just read over it for like grammatical errors, but they didn't read over it for like the context of how it would come across, because like that your outline, it's not a stranger. I'm like, what like that to me really that just kind of like, it dropped the whole point because of that. Oh my good grief. Sean said a solid 7. Could be an 8 with more annotation. but not so many that it would make it a stranger. Oh my good grief, y'all are wild. Oh my good grief. Like, what we need to do is like go on to like Webtoon Canvas page and just be like, Webtoons. Did you? What was that? I'm forgetting how to pronounce the word. I ideate. did you ideate today, Webtoons? like we just need to start bombarding them with like some of the random stuff from these newsletters and be like, oh, Webtoons, don't make any of your Webtoons a stranger. Oh, that could actually be a really good campaign. Like, hey, Webtoons, you know how there's over 3,000 entries into the contest? Don't make them a stranger. Oh my good grief. I can't. I can sit here and just be really dumb over here for like 3 more hours. Oh my good grief. Aryu said, I'm very cynical about these newsletters. It seems like a lot of talk designed to lead on young artists into making their website content for them for peanuts. I mean, you're not wrong, are you? Like, that is the whole vibe. I mean, to be honest, like, I really wish that it had been more business sense. Like, I would have loved like the newsletters to be like really transparent about, like, I'm just talking about the newsletters in general, really transparent about working with Webtoons as a company, like how like they structure what they are looking for instead of like these very generic, because like I can look up like there's sources on YouTube of like, you know, Webtoon original creators who worked at Webtoons and how like they make stories. So like I can look that up already. I would love a pullback behind the curtain to be able to see like how you go about this, like how you would market a Webtoon to the Webtoon audience, how you would structure an outline for the Webtoon audience, like some very specific Webtoon only information that could be given out. Because like giving out generic information about like making an outline, creating an outline, like anybody can do that, but giving something specific from Webtoons, that's something that I would be like, okay, I totally see this. I totally agree with that. And like, I feel like they did that in one Webtoon where they were talking about like different methods that they use and like the storyboard team and all of that stuff, which I did really enjoy. But in terms of all of the other ones, I just felt like I was, hello? Hello? Is it just me? Like that was me the whole time. Oh my good grief. Okay, let's look at this. What was it? Character sheet? Character sheet. Okay, let's click here real quick. Let's just see what it's packing. Oh my good grief. This immediately my brain was like, this is giving work. Okay, it's not that bad. It's one page where you're super limited. So we've got name, we've got birthday, we've got age, height, race, ethnicity, gender, preferred pronouns, characters, wants and needs. Okay, so then they have like a couple of sentences. What is their main objective at the beginning of the story? So their want, your antagonist wants will directly oppose the protagonist wants. Okay. What do they need in order to succeed? Their need. What motivates the character's decisions? Okay. I'm feeling that. Like, and it's giving you limited space. So it's like, you must write this in these lines. I like that. Like, very straightforward, very specific. Character flaws. Okay, I'm feeling that. Character's role. What is your character's role? Identify what role a character plays in your story. Can help establish their situation and interactions with other characters. It may also reference their power level in relation to other characters, especially if they have magic or superpowers or involved in political hierarchies. Oh, okay. I actually like that too. It's interesting that they give you a lot of space to write in for the character role. So maybe that's something that they rely heavily on, like in terms of like character tropes, because like if you do like a princess or queen trope, or if you're doing like an underdog story, like you might have a lot to write or say on the role, the trope. We recommend filling out a character sheet to start understanding who your characters are and how they play a part in your story. Check out this. Oh my god, grief. There's always a video connected to stuff. Can we, I can't click on it. I guess I'd have to enable whatever, but interesting. Oh, Drama's like, oh, this is a new character sheet. I have the older version. Is the older version, does it suck? Is it easier to navigate? Like, which one's better, Drama? We need to know. This looks like a job application. It does look like a job application. You're actually right. Oh, Sean said, woo, this sheet format triggered my fight or flight. Is giving middle school work packet. No, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. Like, I could never work on something like this. I think we need a redesign for this too. Like, we did a character sheet. That's fun. Should we make a character sheet? Ooh, that could actually be really fun. Like, I love that idea. I would love to make some sort of like fun interactive PDFs we could use that like don't feel like work, that feel like you're doing something fun. I don't know how you would do that. Like, I'd have to think about this. We need to think about this. We've got to do this, guys. We've got to do it. We got to do it. We got to make our own character sheets. Like, that's the vibe now. That is the vibe. Oh my good grief. Okay. Bro, this is a whole spreadsheet. I mean, it is middle school character sheet template 100%. Yep, application. Agreed. Okay. And so to conclude the poll, like, I've had this poll running for forever. Let's go ahead and end it and see what the results are, because you guys are diabolical. There were 20 votes. 64% think that the plant would win, hands down, and 34% think that the lion would win. I love it. Apollo, if you did character sheets, it would be like a novel in itself. Listen, no. Listen, Argue. I know you've seen like some of my behind the scenes stuff, but I promise, like, character sheets for the public would be like, draw your character doing something fun. Okay, that's the character sheet. That would literally be the vibe. Okay, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up here, unless you guys had any questions you want to ask before I get off. But I'm just letting you know, don't come for me. Oh, okay. I've got to do so for my next video. I think I need to draw Apollo wearing like a Team Plant shirt. Like, are we building the lore over here? We're building the lore. I'm totally Team Plant. Like, if you guys did not know, that poor lion. Plant for president. Oh my good grief. So let's see. Oh, there's honorable mentions down below. I guess we need to scroll to the bottom so we can check this out briefly. I love the fact that they are doing honorable mentions. I do also feel like they're still not doing enough for the contest, but I'm glad that they are at least doing something. Like, oh my good grief. I'm kind of annoyed about it, but also I'm glad that they're doing something. And I'm glad that a lot of these creators are getting a decent spotlight. Oh, okay. This series looks so cute. The duck who dreamed she could fly. Adorable. I love that. I like the art style for a lot of this, like a lot of, shout out to Babylon Paradox. Let's go, Curé. But like all of these series look so professional, so high quality. Like I really love how they all look. Like, it looks so good, so good. Questions? Email legendscontest@webtoon.com. I wonder how much longer that's going to last. I am kind of confused about the, I'm trying to think of how to say this. I'm confused about, like, I'm still confused about the contest in of itself. Like, I really want to understand why there's been bare bones marketing for it. Like, I just really want to understand. I really do. Yeah, there should be a lot of stuff. Yeah, the honorable mentions was my favorite part of the newsletter. Dang. Drama, what was your score? Like a 2? Dang. Honestly, I think this is the last newsletter. Like, they haven't come out with another one in a while. Like, I like to believe in my delusion that they were literally making newsletters so that I could read them to people. And when I took my break and I kind of like fell off of the newsletters for a little while, they were like, oh, well, Apollo's not going to read them. So I guess we're not going to do it anymore. I was like, dang, was I the only one keeping these newsletters alive? Like, I'm sorry, Webtoons, but I needed a break. Like, it was consistent content for like 6 months. Your boy was tired. Oh my good grief. No. I just needed a little bit of reset. little bit of time to like just vibe out. But yes, they were waiting for you. It would be so funny if after this video, another newsletter comes out next week and they're like, hee hee. They're like, oh, you're back. Thank you so much. You were the only one covering this. So now we have our person who's back covering content again. Oh my good grief. Okay, guys. So since there are no questions, I am going to say good night, and I am going to say have a lovely evening, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. And please don't be a stranger.